Okay, good morning everyone. Today it's Sunday. Apparently we shouldn't work on Sunday, but let's consider it as leisure activity. So today blacken my soul with some pu'er tea. Cheers. And today, since last video about little bit philosophy and ethics, I deviated a little bit to some technical field. Today I will deviate back to some more abstract fields about philosophy of having an old truck, meanwhile handling this some rust. So I show you how we do with rust. And what I wanted to say about you and the car, that you and the car, like automobile, camper, you are in a long term, if you stay with it, you are forming, you are mutating to form of life. And form of life, it's Wittgenstein's term, also liked by Agamben and some people from France who shouldn't be famous, but sadly they are. So, form of life, I contrapose to such concepts as individual, community, society, because you see all these terms, also considering form of life, it's a narrative. Maybe they even don't exist in reality, because individual, for example, this term, what is individual? Can you kind of imagine a human being who is separate from at least air he breathes, he or she? Because you cannot do without air, and that means you cannot do without forests and trees, who by photosynthesis produce this air. So of course you are not separate from other people, without which you cannot kind of survive. And the ground, which is attracting you kind of heavily. So what is this individual? Can you imagine it separately in reality? Actually no. So it's really oxymoronic term, and I think we should abandon it. Now community, well, it's a little bit harder question, because maybe it exists, but okay, I cannot say that I saw a lot of communities. Some I saw, but I never saw, I don't like this word, functioning, so let's say flowing, like really flowing community. I don't know why. Maybe because of economics and how economics actually occupates all the other fields of human activities. Maybe because some other reasons, I don't know. So community is also like a little bit narrative term. And well, society, the third term, what I mentioned is I mean, do you feel that you are society together with those people you stand in traffic jam or meet them in supermarket and you never meet them again? Okay, you are lucky if you meet them twice. Do you really feel that you are forming society in that moment? Have you ever thought about it, that oh, we are society here? Yeah. So I guess society is also a narrative, and form of life is a narrative. But I choose the side of form of life because form of life, as far as I understand, is form of life, it's a very transparent term, because individual can have few form of lives and few individuals can form one form of life, and you and your truck can form a form of life. So people in love is one form of life, and also not all the form of life is in peace. And some are really hostile, some are really foreign, some are really far away from each other, and some attracts. And so I don't imagine the world where all forms of life will live in peace. That will never happen, and you have to kind of accept it. But also I'm more not interested in like foreign forms of life. I'm more interested in close and attractive forms of life, attractive for me or for my form of life. And so speaking about you and your truck, you become like an extension, the truck becomes extension of your body, and you become something like a like a snail, like a lizard who crawls in and crawls out of its house, and you become like, okay, this word I don't want to use because most famous vegetarian of last century kind of ruined it. So yeah, and driving actually is like this really kind of old concept. Kybernetics is actually driving, like kind of figuratively it means driving around and driving yourself, driving others. So okay, what's this? I don't know. So okay, now I will make a little advertisement. I don't know should I do it or not, but let's do it. What we do with Rust. With Rust we are using substance like this: Ovotrol oil, paint conditioner and rust inhibitor. So for example here it's not so much light, but here I applied, it was quite rusty, and I did nothing, I didn't clean or something, and I just applied this Ovotrol. So 1 year after it looks like this. It's not bad. Okay, I don't know in long term how it will be. But what's good with this Ovotrol, but you don't need to clean the rust totally. Like, I mean, the rust, the best way to deal is sanding. Everybody know it. But sanding, you have to kind of have like really good infrastructure, like really good protection, because you can get this little pieces of sand into your lungs, and that's it's like really not healthy. And okay, paintbrush. It's not healthy to have sand in your lungs, so you have to have really good protection, really good place where you can collect the sand again, reuse it. And another way, more simple, is just to uh, clean the rust with angle grinder, and but then you need to apply something to it, like this rust inhibitor. The other one's based with phosphor, I guess, if I'm not wrong. The problem of it that you need to clean it, like with water or something after. So it's again double work. And what's good in... Oh, what the hell? But you kind of don't need to clean the rust totally. So here you see I didn't really put much effort of cleaning it really well. Maybe I should make it better. But I'm also experimenting and like trying to kind of to see what happens when you don't clean the rust, because to clean all the rust totally, it's a little bit like, I don't know, pain in the ass, and it's really hard. Also the places you cannot reach, like here. So that's what we do with rust. I'm not sure like 100% of this way, but I know it from some other people, and it seems that it's like for rusty cars like this, it's one of the best ways how to conserve it, because this avatrol, it's like goes inside. This, I guess it's a flax oil with some hardener. We also kind of want to make it ourselves, because it costs, I think, this bottle about 20 euro, which is maybe not so expensive, because I think this bottle will be enough for all this truck. Maybe one more, so 40 euro. But 40 euro if I spend, so with 2 bottles I will do a lot. Yeah. So I don't know, if you know a better way, please share it. Like, don't agree, and give your way how you handle the rust, because I'm really interested in all the ways. So now, continuing to philosophy. Here I should use angle grinder probably, but then you cannot hear what my blah blah. So, okay, this rubber is broken a little bit, cracked, but let's wait while technical check people say it. Where I put the brush? Not remembering where you put your stuff, it's kind of a diagnosis already. Here. And so, living in the truck, what it means, what it is actually, why people choose to live in trucks. Okay, you can straight see that the first problem you face, it's not having enough space. So from one point of view, but from other point of view, you kind of have all the space around the truck. It's a lot of space, and there's no reason why you cannot make, like it's popular in Germany or other places, Wagenplatz, where you can have some common buildings and stuff. So where you have like toilet if you don't have it in truck. I mean, these new campers, they have toilets, but I guess me, I don't want to have my shit in my truck somehow. I better choose to dig some hole somewhere in the forest and make my extension of my individual there. Well, shower I was making in the big truck, but people were laughing like, why you make a shower, like, and then I understood what they meant and I removed it. So also knowing how to deal with a little place, it's kind of maybe not so bad experience, because you never know, at least we in Eastern Europe never know what can happen, and maybe you have to kind of a little bit learn how to deal with small places, because maybe it can happen that you will need to involuntary a little bit spend some time in very small place with maybe a lot of people, like history knows. So this experience, when you choose to do it voluntary, is not so bad. Also a little bit problematic maybe if you live with somebody together. It's, yeah, people know that couples and friends and so who travel, what is it? Who travel together in a truck, I mean, it's kind of an issue, and it's I forget this word, a challenge. Yeah, it's like a little bit a challenge, but maybe this have to do with ourselves more than with this way of living. Because there is this saying that you should have things that are either beautiful or either necessary, and all the other things you shouldn't have. So also, like, the pluses of living in the truck. Okay, everybody knows you can move around, so you can place your house wherever you want. Okay, not wherever you want, because sometimes police comes and some, I don't know, active citizens comes and tries to kick you out. And in Western Europe is a little bit problematic, but in Eastern Europe you can park mostly in nature everywhere if you are able to drive through. So kind of I invite you to travel here, because I don't see much. I just see these Himmers and all the other new campers which are traveling, and sometimes they are, since we don't know that you can park anywhere in the forest, we sometimes stay near the road with a lot of traffic and drink their coffee and have a romantic morning with all the big 12-wheelers and trucks passing by, which is quite funny. So here you can park in forest almost everywhere. Oi, oops, okay. Oh shit, this I shouldn't do. And so kind of I invite you, you can contact me and I can tell you more about this. Okay, if to tell a story, my plan was that I'll make this truck and I spend my winters in Spain or Italy or Greece. But it happened so that I never spent, like I was in Spain and in Italy, but not with a truck. It was earlier, and with a truck somehow I spent my winters working and like whatever. So it's funny. Maybe it still waits, but I am not sure if I want to travel with this truck, because I already have a fast car. I also a little bit, how to say, not so pure old timer, and I don't know if I want to travel with this truck quite far. I'm more interested that I can have all my tools, because I work with wood and I have like a lot of tools. So when I try to work in nature. Warriors project, so I want to have like this base with which I can bring some materials and bring my tools and kind of have coffee in the morning and where to place my body at night. And yeah, I play guitar, so it's easy to play guitar here, and maybe it's not so easy to make exercises or to make, you know, like walk around in your flat like you can do. So yeah, because I cannot even stand fully in this truck. So yeah. Okay, rust. Okay, angle grinder there would be more appropriate. But I'm also experimenting what happens if I'm not cleaning the rust very well and put this oil. Like, because to clean it, kind of, you cannot, I mean, reach, okay, this you can take out the cooler and you can reach this place a little bit more. But so I'm experimenting a little bit with this substance. Okay, so basically it's all what I wanted to say about having trucks. Maybe I'll get some ideas, also maybe I'll get some comments finally, because I have some questions about the wheels and about the windows and about this rubber, but seems like, you know, I don't have so much feedback. And I mean, I don't care, I will do anyway with videos, because I'm this crazy person who likes to speak with himself, which is a bit weird also, but you know, who is not weird? So I will anyway make these videos, because it's more interesting to fix the car and to have some kind of this filming experience. So yeah, but I would like to have some feedback. And about the wheels, I already spoke a bit that it's no problem, because if I put the bigger wheels, the only problem would be moving, like starting to move. And but this gearbox have this first gear is lower gear, which is very slow, like crawling gear, not really crawling like in Unimog, but quite slow. It's a little bit dirty, but anyway. You can also make like also eye protection, and if you have a compressor, you can just spray this. Oh, some puer apply. You can spray it with spraying thing, so you can easily reach the places you cannot reach with a brush. And yeah, okay, this is a little bit dirty, so as you see, you need like quite a little of it. It covers really good, like the its performance of it. It's quite. You don't need a lot to paint. As like if you need paint, also it's good that you can mix it to the paint and have. If it's oil-based paint, you can mix it, and you have rust inhibiting paint. This I never done, I don't know, but I prefer apply it first to this rusty part and then just paint. And but it's quite like, I really like it, because it makes, look, this rust part straight away makes nice, and in technical check we straight see that, oh, okay, something is done and it's being taken care, so we kind of like respect this a little bit. So I mean, for technical check, my plan is, you can laugh, but my plan is to pass it from first time. Okay, I never done it, so I will try to to pass it like from the first time, and we can make a bet. I don't know, I don't really like betting, but we can make a bet, and you can tell if I passed it the first time or not. Well, we will see. So, and for me, technical check is not a bad thing. I mean, it's better somebody checks your van, because you go with like heavy thing which you kind of cannot imagine, because your body like never knew this kind of stuff, like only 100 years. Okay, like horse-drawn wagons, but they are not so fast. But this speed you get in like, it's only less than 100 years, but people are so fast, and so your body doesn't know in the reactions, even if you have good drummer reaction or whatever, your body is not used to this, so you are always in a danger. Okay, danger is like risk is kind of this like new concept of our contemporary humanity lifestyle. Everything is risk, everything is danger. What happens if everybody starts to do like this? And so having it technically checked, like especially brakes, is not a bad thing. Okay, I don't know if I'm can get historical number, like, because in Lithuania you can get also this historical number, and then the technical check is every 5 years, but I don't know, I have it every 2 years, so it's not so pain in the ass, like every 2 years check your truck, and I always pass it from second time. So you go there, you already fix something, we write you a list, you fix that, you come and you get it. So, I don't know what's all this fuss about, like, oh, technical check, whatever. I never paid something like to pass it for like money or something, so I don't know. For me, it's not a problem. Now, another question is, of course, there is a big fuss about diesel cars and like ecology. Well, I have also opinion about it, and I say, look, one plane, and nobody speaks about electroplanes or whatever, or stopping flying or not building more airports. One plane in one flight pollutes more than this truck in 1 year, how much I drive it. So please, please, like, not, you don't need to start this discussion. And even if it pollutes, of course, a little bit, it pollutes kind of, it spreads a little bit of pollution everywhere. And maybe it's a little bit better than to pollute one place completely. Because, for example, electromobiles, they have batteries. And these batteries are not really recyclable. And what about pollution where these batteries are being produced? One can hear a humming silence. And also, I don't want to kind of dig into this all conspiracy theories or whatever about the, you know, driving on water and so on. So apparently there is already functioning hydrogen motors, and soon sooner will be this revolution or whatever. And okay, but I think diesel will stay, don't worry. It's like maybe the oil is finished, like you cannot dig anymore, spending just that it becomes barrel for barrel to dig out the oil, and we will stop digging it. That can be a problem, but it's already kind of was long time it was spoken about finishing oil, but it never ends somehow. So yeah, I don't know. And oh, surely I would like to experiment also a little bit with maybe mixing it with oil, but it's have some minuses, these ways of mixing oil with diesel, or just having separate tank. And so it's possible. I know people driving on it, and it's possible, but you can consider it. You need to change injectors once a while, and maybe you should have them already, spare ones in your car if you drive with oil, because you never know when we are getting stuck. And okay, if you have a benzene car, you can make this wartime invention, have it on wood chips, like wood gasifier, which we just for fun maybe trying to make later, one of the projects. And okay, there I cannot reach. Here I think it's a little bit. So there is ways, and if what, we can drive like Flintstones. Maybe a lot of people, some slaves. But somehow I don't really care. If it's different, I can go back to bicycle. If the times goes different and there is no more possibilities, then you can experiment with these motors, whatever, and some kind of there will be day, there will be food. So we shouldn't care about it so much. Maybe this should clean before. Okay, so that's the rust appliance, and as you see, the rust is the more you start to do it, the more you find. But it's okay, this little parts is kind of, yeah, a little bit kind of problematic, because it's like it's still starting, but it's hard to really find this little place where it's got rust. See, all these bubbles is kind of already rust. So maybe, I don't know if it's a good way, but sometimes maybe, okay, this is like a problematic part, if it get rust, this angle and so on. But some people have this, oh, okay. Maybe you should start from top and but some people just wait till it's rusty a lot, and then just weld the new or something. And yeah, it's different. Always kind of this question of how much effort you want to put in. So as you see, I put like some average effort, and just average effort means that you sooner have to put again average effort, and maybe in long term it pays. Maybe no. Okay, so the cooler it's very expensive. I looked if I didn't find any Schrott, and it's like from 500 to 900 euros now to get a cooler like this. So yeah, I can try to adjust some other cooler, but then I have to have these 2 points, okay, these ones maybe are not so hard to make, you can kind of make something. These 2 points is a little bit more complicated, and then 2 pipes, one here, no, somewhere here, and one, I think it's in this side there. So you can adjust any cooler, it's like not necessarily have to be original, but I would like to have it original somehow, because also there is this ventilator, so you have to have this, okay, protection, better to have, like, which when you sometimes maybe put your hand and don't get smashed it by the ventilator. So now I'm not prepared, but I'm really interested to look at air oil filter. Okay, even some needles of okay, I just looked, and I will prepare better and put it, clean it, maybe with benzene. Sometimes I would like to have more hands like this goddess Shiva or whatever. Would be really. So that's about it. Always the question how to really clean this brush. Usually it's just you just throw it if you don't clean it, but maybe white spirit can be applied. And Okay, so next I will not film it because it's boring, but yeah, I clean up because now it was like this weekend and long weekend for me, so I could make party here, make these videos, and now it will be probably a little bit more time till I'm able to come here and actually, okay, here's my rusty pipes for oven, and oven maybe even I considering to put it temporarily forever, because it's already getting cold actually. In the night it's not so warm, and August here is quite cold, and probably I will make building like in autumn, late autumn. So oven inside would be a great thing. And okay, so see you later. And hopefully you got some useful insights, and I will be happy if I attract somebody to venture into this world of old trucks and living in it for a while. See you later.